You are standing in your kitchen, talking to your wife about buying a new pair of shoes. 5 minutes later, you open your phone, and there is an ad for those exact shoes. And you think, holy smoke, my phone is listening to me. I'm going to prove to you today that your phone is collecting what's happening around you, but not through your conversations only. What the advertising industry spent years building in secret is actually way more invasive than a microphone, and they are using sounds you can't even hear. Let's start with the part everyone gets wrong. Facebook is not listening to your conversations through your microphone. Neither is Instagram, neither is Google. I know, it feels like they are, but here's why they're not. Recording audio 24/7 on hundreds of millions of phones would generate an insane amount of data. We're talking petabytes per day. It would drain your battery, it would show up in your data usage, and most importantly, security researchers have tested this. They've monitored the network traffic coming out of phones running Facebook, Instagram, and Google apps. No audio data was being transmitted. So how do they know? How did an ad for that exact thing you were just talking about show up? The answer is that they don't need to hear you. They already know what you're going to say. Between your search history, your location data, your purchase history, your browsing habits, who you're near, and what Wi-Fi networks your phone connects to, they've built a profile of you so detailed that they can predict your conversations before you have them. When you and your friend are both searching for flights to Portugal, and you happen to mention it out loud and then see an ad, that's not your phone listening. That's your phone already knowing. But here's the thing. That's not the end of the story. That's actually the boring part. Because while Facebook wasn't recording your voice, somebody else was. In 2014, an Indian company called SilverPush developed a technology called unique audio beacons. Here's how it worked. TV commercials and online ads would contain a sound, a high-pitched tone above the range of human hearing. You couldn't hear it, but your phone could. If you had any app installed that contained SilverPush's code, your phone's microphone was always on in the background, listening for these beacons. And here is how they got around the data problem I mentioned earlier. They weren't recording and transmitting massive audio files of your voice. The app processed the audio locally on your phone. When it picked up that specific high-pitched tone, it didn't send an audio recording. It just sent a tiny, microscopic text ping back to headquarters. This person just watched this commercial on this channel at this time on this device. By 2015, SilverPush's code was embedded in 67 apps and running on over 18 million devices. The apps never told users what was happening. The microphone access was buried in permission screens that nobody reads. And it didn't stop at one company. In 2017, the New York Times blew open a similar operation. A company called Alphonso had its tracking software embedded in over 250 apps on the Google Play Store and Apple's App Store. These weren't obscure apps. We're talking Pool 3D, Beer Pong Trick Shot, HoneyQuest, games marketed to children. Alphonso software used your phone's microphone to listen for audio fingerprints from TV shows, commercials, and even movies playing in theaters. Their CEO actually said, and I'm not making this up, that even when people put their phone in their pocket and walked away, the software could still pick up what was playing on the TV. Then, in 2017, researchers at Brunswick Technical University in Germany went looking. They found 234 Android apps actively using ultrasonic tracking beacons. 234 apps listening for sounds you can't hear. The FTC caught SilverPush and sent warning letters to 12 app developers. SilverPush claimed they'd shut it down. But here's what's interesting. Competitors like Drawbridge, Flurry, and Signal 360 were using the same technology. So to be clear, your phone was listening. It was just listening for something you couldn't hear. But the ultrasonic beacons were just the entry point. What's running right now, today, on your phone, is bigger. Every phone has something called a Mobile Advertising ID. On iPhones, it's called IDFA. On Android, it's called GAID. It's a unique tracking number assigned to your device. And every time an ad loads in any app on your phone, your weather app, your news app, even a free flashlight app, An invisible auction happens in milliseconds. Ad companies bid on the right to show you an ad. This happens hundreds of times a day. You've never seen it. You've never been asked. These companies, data brokers, collect that information, package it into profiles, and sell it. Le Monde journalists in France bought one of these datasets and used it to identify intelligence agents working at the French equivalent of the CIA. They tracked where these agents slept at night, where they worked during the day, cross-referenced it with LinkedIn profiles, and identified them by name, from ad data, purchased legally. In the US, it's even worse. ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, bought access to a commercial database of cell phone location data sourced from advertising networks. No warrant, no court order, they just bought it. They used it to identify and arrest immigrants. The FBI does the same thing. When the FBI director was asked in a Senate hearing if the agency would stop buying Americans' location data, he said, and this is a direct quote, "We use all tools."
And if so, can you commit this morning to not buying Americans' location data?
The FBI uses all tools, Senator. Thank you for the question to do our mission. We do purchase commercially available information that's consistent with the Constitution and the laws.
So what can you actually do? Believe me, it's more than you think. On iPhone, go to Settings, Privacy and Security, Tracking, and turn off Allow Apps to Request to Track. Then go to Settings, General, Transfer or Reset, and hit Reset Advertising Identifier. That kills your current tracking ID and generates a new random one. On Android, go to Settings, Privacy, Ads, and delete your advertising ID entirely. While you're at it, go through your apps and revoke microphone access from anything that doesn't absolutely need it. That pool game doesn't need your microphone. That weather app doesn't need your microphone. If an app asks for mic access and the reason isn't obvious, that's your answer. If you're in California, starting January 2026, you can use a tool called Drop from the California Privacy Protection Agency to request deletion of your data from registered data brokers. One form, multiple brokers at once. And the most important thing, stop thinking about this as a conspiracy theory. It's not. It's a documented, legal, multi-billion-dollar industry that was built in the open while everyone was arguing about whether Facebook was recording their voice. The microphone debate was the distraction. The real surveillance was always in the data. And if any ad company is watching this through someone's phone right now, I hope you subscribe too. I know you can hear me.